Good morning again. My name is Christopher Budner, publisher of Calaveras 2026 election.com. Continued transient occupancy tax funding of the Calaveras Chamber of Commerce by the Calaveras County government is fiscally irresponsible. An examination of the Chamber's tax returns for the last 2 decades, which I have meticulously done, reveals the Chamber's documented history of fiscal irresponsibility and underperformance for our business community. The Calaveras County Board of Supervisors and CEO advanced a false narrative to justify providing the Calaveras County Chamber of Commerce with $100,000 in funding originating from transient occupancy taxes over the last 2 fiscal years and another $50,000 this fiscal year. This unacceptable funding of the chamber with public funds, having recently been approved for the 3rd consecutive year by the Board of Supervisors, was explicitly designated to be used for the purpose of promoting tourism in the west end of the county. That was this Board of Supervisors' justification for providing this funding gift to the chamber, was it not? There is scant evidence to prove that effective and consistent promotion of tourism in the west end of the county has actually occurred despite the chamber having received this funding. Isn't that correct? Examination of the Chamber's most recent tax returns reveal the majority of the transient occupancy tax funds received by the Chamber has been used primarily for salaries and other expenses, and not for the purpose of promoting tourism in the west end of the county, as I stated to all of you on June 24, 2025 from this podium. The Chamber of Commerce has been the stepping stone to a seat on the County Board of Supervisors for 2 current and 1 recently retired district supervisor. That is significant to my argument, considering that all 5 Calaveras County supervisors are now either currently under investigation by the FPPC or having already received warning letters for numerous alleged violations of the Political Reform Act. I would now suggest to each of you that your willful vote today, after more than 2 years of my explicit cautioning against this government continually funding the fiscally irresponsible Calaveras Chamber of Commerce with transient occupancy taxes, has the potential to exacerbate each of your California Fair Political Practices Commission investigations for knowingly and intentionally facilitating the misallocation of transient occupancy tax funds. My name is Christopher Butner, publisher of Calaveras 2026 election.com.
Any further public comment? Questions? I didn't hear any questions in that would have to be answered that I understood. Any comments by any board members? With that, I'll entertain a motion. A motion by Supervisor Bollendorf, and I'm assuming
I will second.
a second by Supervisor Andal. All those in favor? Aye. 401. So we'll move on to item number 8.
Item 8, resolution, administrative office, adopt a resolution adopting the fiscal year 2025-26 county budget for the distribution of transient occupancy taxes to the Calaveras Visitors Bureau in the amount of $350,000.
Thank you. Mr. Butner.
My name is Christopher Butner, publisher of Calaveras 2026 election.com. On June 24th, 2025, the date this Board of Supervisors voted to allocate $350,000 in transient occupancy tax funding to the Calaveras Visitors Bureau for the 2025-2026 fiscal year, I explicitly cautioned all of you that your ill-advised action would prompt me to seek an IRS investigation of the Calaveras Visitors Bureau with the express purpose of the IRS revoking the deceitful CVB's 501c6 tax-exempt status. On July 22nd, 2025, I filed a formal complaint with the IRS against the CVB, presenting a valid challenge to the Deceitful Business Bureau's 501c6 tax-exempt status, prompted by 2 years of the Calaveras County government's dismissiveness and collusion with the CVB in refusing to correct what is now obviously an intentional and persistent misrepresentation of the CVB's nonprofit legal designation as a public benefit nonprofit corporation. On September 4th, 2025, I received the confirmation letter of receipt of my complaint from the U.S. Department of the Treasury Tax Exempt and Entities Division. The IRS letter stated to me in part We appreciate you bringing this to our attention. If you obtain more information you think is relevant to this matter, please send it to the address shown above with a copy of this letter. 4 non-recused members of this Calaveras County Board of Supervisors will be voting today to ratify $350,000 in fiscal year 2025-2026 transient occupancy tax funding to the Calaveras Visitors Bureau. So I might suggest that you all listen to me now and pay very close attention. Unless 2 of you are now capable of comprehending the gravity of this situation you have created and realize that you must vote no today on continued transient occupancy tax funding for the CVB. This Board of Supervisors will have unwisely provided me with additional relevant and damaging information to send to the Internal Revenue Service concerning the CVB's intentional and persistent contractual deception and misrepresentation of its nonprofit corporation designation, having been knowingly facilitated by Calaveras County's government. My name is Christopher Butner, publisher of Calaveras 2026 election.com.
Any further public comment? Was there any questions that we need to address? No? Anything by the board? With that, I'll entertain a motion.
Move.
Moved by Supervisor Fullendorf.
I'll second.
There's a second by Supervisor Andal. All those in favor?
Aye.
401. With that, I think we can bring the board chair back in to resume the hammer gavel. We don't have to, but I think he'll insist. I just don't want to be on the wrong side of the gavel later.
Thank you. We'll move on now to item number 9.
Item 9, action item, administrative office. 1, receive the American Legion Ambulance Annual Performance Report submitted by Mountain County's EMS agency. And 2, recommend that MVEMSA extend its agreement with American Legion Ambulance for a second 5-year term.
CEO, do you know who will speak to this?
I pulled the item, so.
Yeah, normally we go.
Okay.
So since we don't have anyone here from American Legion, I'd just like to say that we're very happy with the service that they provide, and we're hopeful that the board will approve recommending a second 5-year term for them.
Great, thank you. Supervisor Toffenelli?
Thank you. We do have Tom Morton from Mountain County's EMS agency here. So Tom, can you please come up?
Everyone, I'm from Mountain County's EMS. We are a JPA, Joint Powers Authority, with Amador, Alpine, Calaveras, and Mariposa County for oversight of EMS services. And so this contract would be between us on the behalf of the county with ALA. Per the contract language, we have to bring a performance review each year. For review, there's been some turnover and some change, but we have the 2024 annual report. You guys have it in your packet. Reviewing their performance. We are happy with their performance. They've had a management change in the last year. It was a good change in terms of we were able to discover some more factors and information that affect the ambulance services in Calaveras County. With Supervisor Toffenelli's help, we worked through a lot of details, discovered some things, and the board of ALA basically rescinded the notice that they wanted to pull out of Calaveras County. They're happy to be here. They're working with their new president, Michelle Tyre, who's doing a great job. Very open communications, collaborative, and we think it's best for the citizens of Calaveras County for ALA to continue. especially a lot of challenges in EMS throughout the nation, including California. So we think this is good. It's not intrusive. It maintains a good service. In some counties in Calafornia, they're struggling to even have an ambulance service. So we think this provides the stability for the next 5 years. And at the end of that period, we're mandated by the EMS authority to do a full scale RFP. So this gets us to that next point in 5 years with some stability.
Thank you. I apologize, I didn't recognize you. Sorry. Supervisor Toppinelli?
Yeah. I just want to thank you, as you brought up, but I'll bring it down to the level of rural counties. It's very, it's a lot of work to keep this type of service going, and this is beyond needed in our area. So I want to thank you, your board, Mr. Toffanelli, all the good work you've done to continue to work towards stabilization and keeping everything going, moving forward. It's beyond, I can't say how important these services are to our community and our residents. That's all. Thank you.
Anything else? Thank you.
Could I just make one quick point of clarification, just a typo? I want to make sure it's clear. In the item, it says recommend that MVEMSA extend the
Yeah,
contract. So that should be
MC.
MC. So apologies for not catching that sooner.
It's a couple of years old, MV, so. And the reason I pulled this is the contract, and we approved this today, which is part of the process. The contract will be coming back to us probably at our next meeting, the full contract. And I really want to thank you, Tom and Cindy and the whole staff over there for going through this and getting it resolved. Because as you said, we had a big problem, probably about 6 months ago, 7 months ago, when we were told that they were not going to be coming back to Calaveras County. And so I really want to thank Post 108, and their board, ALA board, and Michelle for working with us to get through this. And they agreed to it. So that contract again should be coming back to our next board meeting for us to sign and go for another 5 years. So thank you very much for all the work you and the staff did.
Thank you.
Cindy.
I think it's the 3rd week of October that it'll come to our board, but yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Any other public comment? Bring it back to the board.
I move this item.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
5-0. Madam Clerk, we'll move on to item number 11.
Item 11, action item, agricultural. Submit a letter of support to California Huntsman for Conservation endorsing their advocacy for Assembly Bill 1038, which proposes establishing seasons for bear hazing and hunting with the use of dogs.
Jesse.
Good morning, Chair Huberty, honorable members of the board, Jess Fowler, Agriculture Commissioner, and I am liaison to the Fish and Game Mission. So if you have any questions, hopefully I can answer.
Supervisor Toppinelli?
Yeah, I pulled this item because I will not be voting for it. I want to be able to vote no for it. I don't agree with it at all. I don't see why this needs to be done. You'd be out hunting bears. There's other animals out there being hunted now. And now to turn dogs loose on it, I just disagree with it. So I just pulled it so I can vote no.
Is there any public comment regarding this item? I'll bring it back to the board.
And we have no online public
Oh,
comments.
thank you. Thank you.
I'll be moving this item.
Do I have a second?
I'll second this item.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Or one. Thank you very much, Jesse. We'll move on to item number 18.
Item 18, agreement behavioral health. Authorize the one board chair to execute an agreement with Oakendale Inc. for the provision of as-needed specialty mental health services in an amount not to exceed $500,000 for the period of July 1, 2025 through June 30th, 2026. And 2, Director of Health and Human Services Agency or designee to execute amendments thereto so long as internal approvals have been obtained and the not to exceed amount does not increase.
Mr. Munoz, morning.
Good morning, Chair, members of the board. I pulled this item. I am looking to bring this back at a future date. Some language came down from the state that we want to add to the contract. So we're going to make that change, send it back out for signature, and then bring it back to the board for approval.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Move on to item number 23.
Item 23, action item, Public Works. 1, accept the work of George Reed Inc. for the construction of the Valley Springs School Safety Improvement Project. 2, authorize the board chair to sign and record the associated notice of completion. And 3, authorize the Department of Public Works to release all retained funds.
Mr. Martin.
Hi, just bringing this item forward. This is the acceptance of work and release of retention for the Valley Springs Safety Improvement Project.
Supervisor Toppinelli.
Yeah, I pulled this item because, again, I want to thank you, Public Works, George Reed, and COG, and even Jenny Lynn Veterans Memorial District and the school district all came together for this project. It got done. It was a fantastic job, and actually we got an award for it through APWA. I think it's the first since I've been on the board award that Public Works has got for a project. So I just wanted to say thank you again before we put this to bed, and all the people that were involved in doing it. It was a great collaboration. And it's a great job, and it's working beautifully. It just the traffic and the kids, and it's just the congestion is gone. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Is there any public comment regarding this? Any comment online?
We have no online public comment.
I'll bring it back for a motion. Do
I will move this.
we have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Thank you.
Thank you, Micah.
We'll move on now to our regular agenda, item number 29.
Informational item, Clerk of the Board of Supervisors received a presentation from Sierra Hope regarding services available in Calaveras County.
Good morning, Caitlin's mom.
I can just go. She's like, perfect, thank you. Sorry, everybody, let me get this settled here. I believe you already, well, it's up there, but you think I got it in time for you all to receive this presentation in advance. Just like to say good morning, Chairman, Supervisors, Ms. Hitchcock. Again, my name is Aisha Williamson, Chief Executive Officer of Sierra Hope, and as Martin knows me, Fathom's mom. Thank you for this opportunity. Founded some 35 years ago as Sierra Health Resources, we have evolved over the years to address the needs of our greater communities. In fact, it's in the name as you all know us, Sierra Hope, hope for health, opportunities, programs, and education. Our dedicated local board of directors has a lot of love and investment in our greater Calaveras region of care. You can see their names listed here. Oops, how do I get it to advance?
Do the right arrow. Triangle.
Sorry. She's got the magic touch. Our mission is simple: to promote individual dignity and support the health and well-being for our at-risk members of our community through compassionate services and resources. We serve residents of Calaveras County with programs for low-income and fragile individuals and families. We serve our HIV/AIDS programs to residents in Inyo, Mono, Alpine, Amador, Calaveras, and Tuolumne counties. Sierra Hope has 3 main areas of focus: supportive housing and navigation, our community food pantry, and our HIV/AIDS program. In the early years, we addressed the needs, both economically and medically, for those diagnosed with HIV and AIDS. We had nurses and a testing lab, case management, counseling, housing, assistance, and resource navigation. The pivot, the difference now, well, people are no longer dying from HIV and AIDS, they're living with it. And those diagnoses are something that are important. And because of that, we no longer need to offer the level of support and intervention that we used to. Several years back, our name changed, programs were added, funding applications and requests shifted to meet additional needs for our community, and the organization adjusted to what it is today. Sierra Hope has expanded to meet our community needs for the disabled, fragile senior citizens, veterans, families, and individuals that are low income, particularly in emergency and interim housing, as well as with food, while continuing to provide support to the HIV and AIDS population. Like all nonprofits, we receive traditional forms of support from individuals, corporations, and foundations, as well as our legion of heroes fighting hunger. Those donors who commit to monthly contributions are really our prize. Those are for our food pantry and nutrition assistance programs. However, the bulk of our funding is with federal dollars. For this fiscal year, which started July 1st, we are pleased to share the most recent awards to support our work. The California Office of AIDS notified us this year that our housing opportunities for persons with AIDS, known as HOPWA, is a multi-year award, and it was being increased from $101,000 to just over $151,000, enabling us to support more program participants with STRMU funding. This is a homeless prevention fund. STRMU, short-term rent, mortgage, and utility assistance, allows each participant up to 147 days of assistance in a fiscal year to cover utility bills, rent, mortgage, and deposit assistance, and to improve their situation and stabilize. We additionally received $184,908 from the Office of AIDS Ryan White funding for wraparound services within that program. We offer supportive case management, nutrition assistance, medical transportation reimbursement, housing and resource navigation, as well as the consultation of our on-staff nurse. This program also enables us to be enrollment and recertification workers for the AIDS Drug Assistance Program, more often referred to as ADAP. This program provides eligible California residents with 3 FDA-approved medications used in the treatment and suppression of HIV/AIDS and related opportunistic infections, premium payment assistance for individuals enrolled in a private health insurance plan, and premium payment assistance for individuals enrolled in a Medicare Part C or D plan. Of the funding received to support our HIV/AIDS program, I would like to share that the majority of these funds do stay in county. We are fortunate to have received Homeless Housing Assistance and Prevention, more commonly known as HAP, funding over the years from each round. We received funding from each of the years where a round was made available. Those funds are applied for through the Central Sierra Continuum of Care, also known as the COC 526. Each member agency of that COC goes through the process to submit our requests and supporting documentation, and then the COC applies for it as a collective. In 1995, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, began to require communities to submit a single application for assistance grants in order to streamline the funding application process, encouraging coordination of housing and service providers on a local level and promote the development of continuums of care. Our COC represents 4 counties. That's Amador, Calaveras, Tuolumne, and Mariposa, and contracts with an MOU with a third-party administrative agent as required to administer and disperse funding and manage any auditing needs by HUD. This year, we were awarded the entire amount set aside for Calaveras County, an amount just over $233,000. Those monies are earmarked to assist Calaveras residents with rapid rehousing, which provides case management, housing and resource navigation, deposit, utility, and rental assistance. And those funds also support our permanent supportive housing. That program works to stabilize individuals within the county in apartments and houses with rental subsidy, utility assistance, wraparound services, and case management. We support an average of 30 to 50 clients, individuals or families, within the rapid rehousing program annually, and 16 clients in permanent supportive housing, which will increase when we add a duplex with 5 bedrooms that a local owner is making available as soon as he's done with a full remodel. As HAP funding is a multi-year spend down use of funding, we also have HAP 2, 3, and 4 funding that continues to assist the programs I already mentioned, as well as our transition house located in Calaveras County. It can support individuals and families with 5 bedrooms with a live-in house manager in a shared living space on a large piece of land that allows for someone to heal, gain services, and improve their situation, all towards stabilization. As my collaborative partner and dear friend Lee Kimball likes to say, well, I can't say it as well as her, so I'll paraphrase. Homelessness should be rare, brief, and only happen one time. With that in mind, we also received HUD funding for our rapid rehousing and permanent supportive housing, which the HAP dollars are a match to receive those funds. Those combined provide another $231,046 to help Calaveras citizens. To that, we also partnered with Calaveras County Public Health last year for a Common Spirit grant towards a CalAIM initiative for street health medicine to address the impact on our emergency rooms. We were awarded $250,000, of which $75,000 funded a shower trailer to go along with Public Health's medical and dental mobile unit and their laundry unit. The idea is to address the emergent needs first with preventative measures prior to an ER visit, with the help of Public Health, and then to lessen the impact on ERs with follow-up or stays for non-urgent issues by adding recuperative and post-hospitalization short-term emergency housing. That's how we used the balance of the grant. We renovated the lower level of our transition house, former double-car garage and an office space, into 3 bedrooms, kitchen, bath, and a living space for that recuperative and post-hospitalization shelter. This is the only one currently in the county. Additionally, our community food pantry is supported annually by individuals in the county, Anthem, the Latter-day Saints, and a focused and mighty group of volunteers. Currently, we offer groceries twice a month. We hope to expand that very soon, as on average, we are feeding 56 households each time, with a household ranging from 1 to 11 members. The surveys filled out often share that the average household seeking assistance is headed by or includes someone over the age of 55, often 65. Many are veterans, and many are going hungry more than 13 days out of each month. We seek solutions, not Band-Aids. To expand on those solutions, I would like to briefly cover our work. We know that when people are at risk and in trauma, they are hungry. Not just for food, they are what they absorb, what they are entertaining, and what they latch onto. We have an opportunity to be a delivery system for good and change, and we are the essence of that change, and that is an undeniable truth. So how do we address the truth? Sierra Hope serves hundreds of individuals and families yearly, and our plans for growth are simply collaboration. We cannot be the only resource an individual or family seeks out for assistance. We must partner to find ways to increase the available housing and housing options and those needed resources for our residents to stabilize and thrive. To do so, it can only be done by prioritizing partnerships. To better serve Calaveras residents, we are closely aligning with the Resource Connection, Crisis Center, Behavioral Health, Veteran Services, Public Health, MACT, Miwok Tribal Outreach, Miwok TANF, and HHSA Housing, along with many other agencies in and out of county, as well as faith-based and community resource groups and clubs. I'm a governing board member of the COC, and actually I've thrown my hat into the ring for the open vice chair position. I co-chair the Calaveras Housing Resource Partnership alongside Lee Kimball from HHSA Housing. The purpose of the partnership is to create housing collaborations between county and housing services, community organizations, and private individuals and industries that are working towards meeting the housing needs for Calaveras residents. We just updated the charter, and we are drafting an updated strategic plan that will align and support the county needs. Within the HRP, as we refer to it, there is a committee for outreach, which Sierra Hope has taken on an outreach campaign from that partnership to launch 5 resource fairs in the month of October, to bring our desks out of each agency's office and into the communities we serve, to eliminate the accessibility issues and reach our residents in Calaveras, starting in West Point at Lumberjack Day, then over to San Andreas for Public Health and their walk, then to Utica Park for Sierra Hope's Stroll in the Park and Fair, then up to Murphy's to the Murphy's Senior Center located at Faith Lutheran Church, and then we will finish out at the end of the month in Valley Springs, and that one's got a few details still yet to figure out. And before I finish up, in the words of Steve Jobs, one more thing. When I started 9 months ago, I had a vision for Sierra Hope's office. I wanted us to be more than what we are. I wanted us to be a resource to the greater Calaveras community, a place to turn when someone has had something happen in their life and they don't know where to go next. A navigation center of resources located in Angels Camp at the southern end of the county, and even though it's just 14 miles down the corridor from many of the county services and offices, transportation and accessibility often deter residents from being able to seek those services. The new Sierra Hope office will move next week on October 1st. It's a big thing. Taking over not just one, but 2 office spaces within the Alta Village Business Plaza on Main Street, just 2 driveways down from Bret Harte High School and right on the bus line. The former bank will be our hub for the community, with a couple of open desks for other agencies to come in and offer appointment times to those seeking that agency or organization's specialized care, legal services, counseling, and advocacy. We will continue to offer all of our services and a classroom and meeting space too. Additionally, our food pantry will be expanding 8 times its current size to be able to serve more individuals and households with weekly groceries, and we will be adding nutrition classes, shopping, and food budgeting classes in a separate space all its own. Chairman, supervisors, on behalf of my board of directors, my staff, volunteers, the clients we serve, and those clients yet served, I would like to express our gratitude for this opportunity today to share our mission with you, the audience here, as well as those viewing online, to update you on our capacity and data, share our plans for growth and collaboration, and to speak to the needs of our Calaveras region and ask for a continued and deepening partnership with the county to further address and meet those needs together. Thank you.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from the board?
I was just thank you for coming today. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad to see that you guys are finding a bigger space. I know it's a little crowded over on by Utica right now, where the current space is. But I'm really looking forward to seeing the new space and the access that the public, more access the public will have to engaging with your organization. I think it's a good move.
Thank you, Supervisor Pollendorf.
Is there any public comment regarding this item? Mr. Stoughton?
Good morning. I was just over at Calaveras County Water District, and they have a project. It's on my watershed. They didn't register. I didn't maintain it. And my ending remarks is I'm going to come over here because there's some people that don't like me, and I can think of no better reason to come over here than some people don't like seeing me. So you're probably wondering why I'd be interested in this, something like Sierra Hope. Well, I engage in business, and one of the most important things that we can have, because a lot of it deals with real estate, is communities that are healthy. And you're looking at a guy that's going from a Piper Super Cub to a Beechcraft King Air, and I have to figure out a way to make more money to afford it. I think it's gonna have a bed in it. So we all have our beliefs that either come from our religions, our upbringing, and all, or both of those. And one of that is a deep-seated need to help others, whether it is in business or whether it is in supporting government programs that look after the community, those less fortunate, those that may fall through the cracks. Those are being taken advantage of. And believe me, there are businesses out there that take advantage of people, paying them minimum wage. They can having on contracts that no way can meet minimum wage. Government takes advantage of people. Your least paid employees, some of them have to go on public services, perhaps a public service like this. You have to take it look at everything that you do with a firm belief in helping others, not just helping yourselves, $30,000 extra a year. Okay? You, county council, you should not be doing the job that you are doing. You are not incompetent, but you are not well informed.
Carlos, we need to talk about the
Okay.
item. Thank you very much.
And
Appreciate it.
anyway,
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you giving me that little bit of time to say that.
Any other public comment regarding this issue? Mr. Munoz.
Good morning, Marcus Munoz, Director of Health and Human Services. I just wanted to come up here and just say thank you. Thank you for the work that Sierra Hope does. Over the past several years, we have partnered with Sierra Hope, and they do a great job in our community. Nonprofits are the cornerstone of our community, and we are happy that they're willing to partner with us. Thank you.
Felix Mitchell.
Thank you. Anybody else want to say anything? Just wanted to say thank you. I know Jerry had been there for so many years and done so much, and you have taken it on board, and it's been seamless. And the amount of work that you do, and I'm so happy. I was thrilled when I saw that you're going to be moving, because you're sort of tucked away and hidden, and to be out there in the open and be able to service people. I mean, I don't know how you did the work you did in that little tiny space that you were in. I mean, the amount of food and the bags and there were bags of food everywhere, and you're brilliant. Thank you very much for the work you do.
I appreciate that very much.
And seeing this as an informational item, thank you. We'll move on now to item number 30. Madam Clerk.
Item 30, resolution probation. 1, adopt a resolution to accept a donation of a 2023 Thor Freedom Elite RV valued at $77,650 and publicly recognize the Resource Connection for their generous donation. 2, approve offsetting adjustments to revenues and expenditures appropriations in the aforementioned amount to 101,00340. 3, find the donation of the 2023 Thor Freedom Elite RV is for the public purpose. And 4, authorize the Auditor Controller's Office to record and include the donated items on the Probation Department's capital asset inventory. Requires a 4/5 vote.
Thank you, Ms. Craddock.
Kim Craddock, probation. We've been looking the department for a couple years now on a way to fund a mobile resources vehicle. They're very expensive. BSCC had a grant that the strings attached to it were just, and the reporting requirements were just over the top. So when the Resource Connection and Robin specifically approached us about this vehicle, I was thrilled. It will allow us to serve probationers better in the communities. They have great transportation issues coming down from West Point, Dorrington, up from Copper, due to lack of bus services and that kind of stuff. And it'll be easier for us to bring our services to them. We have been able to contract with different churches to bring services, but to be able to have them in a vehicle and all in one place will be very beneficial to the probation department and the people we serve, hopefully reducing the amount of appointments that they miss and providing greater supervision by the probation department. It's called
I'm very excited about this. We've had this RV sitting for almost 2 years. With the changing of staff, I don't have people that want to drive it. And so Kim and I collaborated. I reached out to my state and federal individuals who gave us the grant for this back when Kelly was the director. And with a little bit of work, we got it accepted by them to go ahead and donate it. So I'm very excited about this. Any questions?
Questions? Is there any public comment regarding this item?
We have no online public comment.
Thank you. I'll bring it back to the board.
I'll move this item.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
5-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right, you have an RV, you can go camping.
Thank you.
Go on to item 31, please.
Item 31, Resolution Human Resources, adopt a resolution adjusting the salaries for assessor, auditor controller, county clerk recorder, district attorney, sheriff, and treasurer tax collector effective November 1, 2025.
Morning, Ms. Hawkins.
Good morning, Chair Haverty, members of the board. Judy Hawkins, Human Resources and Risk Director, and I am bringing before you today a resolution adopting the salaries and increases that were brought before the board on September 9th. And then we will be setting the salaries of these elected officials by resolution. Is there any questions I can answer?
Any questions? Is there any public comment regarding this item?
We have no online public comment.
I'll bring it back to the board.
I move.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
No.
4-1. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll move on to item 32.
Item 32, action item, Human Resources. 1, introduce and waive first reading of an ordinance amending section 2.64.645, employment of family members, and section 2.64.665, holidays of the Calaveras County Code. And 2, authorize summary publication of the ordinance.
Ms. Hawkins.
Judy Hawkins, Human Resources and Risk Management. And so I am bringing forward to you the, we have been looking at personnel ordinances since I started 10 years ago. And there are many sections that need updating, revisions. And so we are beginning to bring before the board sections of county code that we are asking to update. One of the areas is employment of family members. We are asking that you give the CEO the authority to approve employment of family members, but we are also adding a section that any exceptions to what is written in that ordinance will be brought before your board. And then for section 2.64.665, which is holidays, we are changing the wording to be more consistent with our MOUs. And so that when there are changes to federal holidays, that we're consistent. And it's not a group technically is entitled to the time off and other groups are not. So we are asking that the unrepresented employees are those treated the same as our represented employees.
Are there any questions or comments? Supervisor Stopper?
On. Hear that?
What?
That's me not talking. Don't get used to it.
Is there any public comment regarding this item?
We have no online public comment.
Thank you. I'll bring it back to the board.
I'll move this item.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. 5-0.
Thank you.
You. We'll move on now to item number 33.
Item 33, Resolution Public Works, adopt a resolution authorizing the Department of Public Works to submit projects for the 2025 Calaveras Council of Governments Annual Priority List.
Smart.
Good morning. We're bringing this item forward to identify a few projects that we would like to have approved by the board to submit to the COG for consideration of future funding of planning efforts and potential projects. So the COG usually does a call for projects. However, with some of the funding that's been tied up with the Wagon Trail project, we're going to be focusing more on planning dollars. So with these planning dollars that are available, we would like to submit this resolution so we can focus on the 3 projects listed here and hopefully be able to pursue planning efforts, funding, and potential project timeline. And I have our Office of Emergency Services Director here with us because we're doing this in partnership. There's a few of these projects that are under the purview of the Office of Emergency Services. And we feel by partnering together, and obtaining regional resources through the COG. We could get those resources available and help move these projects forward as they're difficult to handle at the county level, given the size and scope of the projects.
Got your light on, Supervisor Stopper?
Yes, I do. So you're not as blessed as the last item. I will have something to say. Absolutely. Like, I can look at each and every one of these projects and 100%, they're important. So in one of the guidelines as we go forward is we upkeep roads, and we set our guidelines on where we're going to prioritize, because there's never enough money for everything. It's main thoroughfares. Now, so I need to say explicitly, I understand, like, let's use the spur for example in Mountain Ranch. Even before recently, a very valid loss in traffic, 10 plus years ago, I lost a very close friend on the spur. Kind of the same circumstances somewhat, you know, it's something that's needed to be done. So to say, what I'm saying is they're all important. And with that understanding, as a main thoroughfare, there have been many accidents, people hurt very badly on 26 and Olive Orchard. We set priority for that in the past on planning, and I don't see it on the list. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying anything's more important than one or the other. What I'm saying is another important one, and I can add to it with it being a main thoroughfare and more traffic, is not on here once again. After direction from the board, I can't say countless times, year after year. Is there any way we can get it on there for planning?
So that project has been identified in our capital improvement program that we're going to be bringing forward in the spring, and we're already partnering with Caltrans on the planning efforts of that project. So since that project is already in the works and moving forward on the planning side, we chose some of these other projects that are further behind in the process.
Okay, so what you're saying is you're already working with COG on it. You already got some idea on the plan moving forward. So that's the answer I'm looking for, Micah. Thank you. You know, other than that, strike anything I said, because I wasn't trying to prioritize any harsh issues with anybody else. I'm just trying to make sure that it all gets done.
Thank you. Supervisor Toffenelli?
We respect Ms. Andel.
Thank you. And that's correct. That project is moving along, and Micah is working with Caltrans on the planning stage and moving it forward. So, because that was one of my concerns also. Especially when we have a COG meeting next Wednesday. And my concerns are, as Micah knows, the project that's going on right now in front of Marvell with the stoplight going up there and the four-way stop sign just down the street, where traffic backs up in the mornings and the afternoons right now, at least to Vista del Lago sometimes, depending on the amount of traffic. It could go, in my opinion, all the way back to Olive Orchard Road, backed up that far, simply because now there's a stoplight there where traffic could go past Marvell and continue to go after the four-way stop sign. And there's a turn lane nonstop that they've closed right now, which is creating problems. But it is a big concern. And the concern I have right now, I'm going to be talking on Wednesday night, and Micah, this involves you. Their construction that they're doing there, they have built a road across Cosco Creek to get to the back where they're storing materials and equipment and stuff. And it's, from what I saw and what I see, They constructed it blocking off Cosco Creek. I don't see where they put a tunnel underneath it for the flow. And what's gonna happen when we start getting rain, because this project's not supposed to be done until December or January, depending on the weather itself. And if we have some torrential rains coming in, we don't know because of our summers the way it was. We've had rain, we're supposed to have rain this week. There could be potential major problems of flooding that highway, flooding that trailer park, because it's all backed up and it can't flow because it's blocked by Caltrans. So you may want to check into that, and that's something I'm going to be bringing up Wednesday. You might want to go by there and check it out.
Yeah, I'll go look on it.
Yeah, because they built directly across the creek and it blocks it, and I didn't see them putting. Yeah.
You're talking about
Anything
the
that-
sides where that crossing in?
Yeah,
On the Lime Creek end of it?
yeah,
I'll go down there.
so.
If you need a median to help divert some of that water, just let me know. I know where you can get one.
You know where I can get one?
Yeah,
We may need it.
sorry
Is
for
it a
that.
portable
I
meeting?
didn't mean to- It could be very easily.
So those are my comments, and I want to thank you for bringing this forward and putting this on the list. We just approved a 3-year contract, so it should, for Cosco Creek, so thank you.
Is there any public comment regarding this item?
We have no online public comment.
I'll bring it back to the board.
I'll move this item.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. And just want to thank you both for, it's a lot of work, but as you move forward with Cosgrove Creek projects and everything, any work that you do that bears any fruit is more than appreciated, because there's a lot of red tape going forward.
We'll move on now to item 34.
Item 34, action items, Public Works. 1, introduce and waive the first reading of an amendment to section 3.28.038 real property of Calaveras County Code in order to renew the delegation of authority to the Director of Public Works, and 2, authorize a summary publication of the changes to the ordinance.
Ms. Martin.
Good morning. This is something that the board has approved in the past, and unfortunately, the time had lapsed on it, so it's expired. So we just need to renew the ordinance. But it's an ordinance that's in place that allows the Public Works Director to negotiate real property for the best interest of projects moving forward. And that's up to $25,000 per transaction. Anything above that will still come to the board for approval. But this is an effort to streamline negotiations on right-of-way or temporary construction easements for all the projects that we do. And so this is just to renew that ordinance again.
I had a quick question regarding it. In the staff report, I didn't see, has the amount increased over the years, or has it always been 25?
As far as I know, it's been 25 for quite some time.
We've always had it as 25. I do believe that state law allows for it to go a little bit higher, but my understanding in speaking with Public Works is that they feel that 25 is still
Adequate, okay.
an adequate number.
The state did raise it to, I think,
I
50,000.
believe it is
Yeah.
50, yes,
But that's only been a few years ago.
yes,
It just
and
didn't seem like a lot of money to me, but if
Yeah.
you're saying it's,
So far, we've been successful with that amount.
Okay.
You know, we typically don't need a lot, so it seems to work out. But if we start coming into the issue of not having enough, we may come back and request more.
And just so everyone knows, I recognize it's inefficient to have to do this every 5 years, but unfortunately, state law doesn't allow it to be longer than that. So
No.
here we are.
thank you. Supervisor Stopper, did you have any of the? No.
No, I was here 5 years ago, so. I support this.
Okay.
movement
Is there any public comment regarding this?
We have no online public comment.
Thank you. I'll bring it back to the board.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael.
5-0.
Give up the good work.
We'll move on to supervisor announcements.
In compliance with Government Code, Section 53232.3D, board members shall provide brief reports on any meetings attended at the expense of the local agency and may make other announcements or report out.
Thank you. Supervisor Stopper, we'll start with you. Nothing to report. Supervisor Toffenelli?
Was at a LAFCO meeting last night. Amanda was there. It was a good meeting. It was a special meeting concerning the city the MSR and SOI concerning city and their expansion. I believe that they said they were going to expand and access or annex, excuse me, thank you, annex at least 3 properties. So that should be coming to the county relatively soon. We also did an MSR for and an SOI for all the veterans districts in the county. So it was a good meeting.
Supervisor Fallenberg?
Yes, I feel like I've had a busy week. The last week, along with the CEO and Supervisor Hubbard, I attended RC. We had a number of presentations throughout the week, with I think all of them were really great. My 2 favorite were one by Steve Ford, presentation by Steve Ford, which is a former President Ford's son, and Matt Rexwood, Rexwood. He's pretty hilarious. He basically told the crowd how it was and advised how sometimes talking too much can get you in more trouble. So it was really good. Yeah. But
Nothing.
it was a really great presentation. They both had the room really engaged, and it was a good week. Unfortunately, Plumas took already the bull home, so we will not be able to bring him back to help with the Cosgrove mitigation. Although Addie really loved them. So there was a mini Highland cow, not cow, bull for sale as part of the auction.
And Addie loved that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a crowd favorite for a couple days. They were walking that thing every couple hours, and yeah, it was quite the entertainment. We also had a opportunity to engage with Patricia Pope, the CEO of PG&E. As you all can imagine, that crowd was very vocal with PG&E. But it was a good conversation. And then the other highlighted topic was the Prop 50 conversation. As of this moment in time, RCRC hasn't decided on a stance, although CSAC has decided to make a neutral stance on that at this time. So if there is a change, I will let this board know. But that was also a very engaged conversation on that topic. And then I also attended LAFCO, and then tomorrow for District 4, is it tomorrow? Yeah, Wednesday, is the virtual meeting for the Safe Streets that the county is doing public outreach on from 6 o'clock to 7:30, I believe.
And where's that? Is that the?
It's online, virtual.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Andal.
On September 10th, they had the District 2 Safe Streets virtual meeting. It was pretty productive, and people can also access that on our county website at any time to fill out a survey and add their concerns into an interactive map. That's safestreets.calaveras.gov.us. On the 15th, I attended a West Point Lions Club meeting. Backtrack, on the 11th, I attended State of the County, where the chair spoke along with many others. On the 16th, I attended another Safe Streets meeting with the Technical Advisory Committee. Homecoming for Calaveras High School was this weekend. It was a huge success. Mountain Ranch Day in the Park was also this weekend, which was a great success. And coming up, I would like to invite anybody to attend the Shutter Tree Park mural dedication in McCollum Hill. That's September 27th at 5:30 p.m. And Lumberjack Day in West Point is October 4th, and that runs all day. Thank you.
Chairman, can I have a go back?
Yeah.
It's a reminder to Highway 49 going to be closed on Friday for the parade for Burt Hart. So I believe I forget what time. It's 1 o'clock, I think, I believe. So just a heads up if you're trying to head to Sonora for any meetings.
Because she brought up homecoming.
Yes.
Calaveras, you had to really. I see.
It's really fun to watch.
On the 11th, I was at State of the County on the 12th area, 12 Agency on Aging with our new director. Shout out to Ironstone and their shout out to first responders at the train concert. And then on the 17th, 18th, I was in Olympic Valley at the RCRC conference with Supervisor Fallendorf and our CEO. And thank you for letting me break out a little bit earlier so that I could deal with Median Gate. And we also lost a beautiful Victorian home. It was built in 1850 in downtown Murphys, which was very sad due to fire. And lastly, it was great to have a Beetle in Murphys last Sunday, and I hope I can jump around like Ringo Starr at 85. It's pretty commendable. Supervisor, CEO, do you have anything?
Just wanted to mention that I did attend RCRC, and as part of that, there was a county executive officer meeting where a couple of items of concerns, upcoming concerns for counties were being discussed. One is that indigent medical care will be coming back to the counties in 2027. I know that's already been put on county council's radar as well. So we'll be working through that to determine exactly what that means for our county and our budget. And also that our CRC is doing an RFP right now to look at how inmate medical care is offered throughout California. So we'll be bringing updates back to the board on both of those items.
Thank you. Madam County Council, nothing? Madam Clerk? Susan? Denise? Holly? Thank you. Thank you. We're going to adjourn now into closed session and we will report out at the next board meeting.
And so item 35.
Oh, thank you. Yes, let's.
Pursuant to Government Code 54957B, consider the disability retirement of a safety employee. And item 36, pursuant to Government Code 54957B, consider the disability retirement of a safety employee.
Thank you.
And we have no online public comment.
Thank you. And I see no public comment here. Thank you.